Hi, my name is Ben Thompson, and for my MVP round one, I decided to make a website that's kind of like a replacement or a prototype for my family's business website. My family's business is, of course, Thompson's OK Tires. We have a website currently, but it's not the greatest, so I decided to kind of just start from scratch and see what I could do, uh, just kind of with it. So my MVP or my business for this class was the used tire sales. Now I kind of went a little overboard, you could say, and just kind of revamped the whole website. So I've got sections about our hours, and just all of our information and stuff like that. Here's, of course, the used and discontinued tire section, which is what I want to do. These are just kind of all our services. You can schedule things with this. Now, if you would like to go to the URL, it's going to give you a pop-up at first and it'll say, this website's only for academic purchases, don't buy anything, which is of course true. But everything's functional so far, other than, me actually taking money. So yeah, I'll get into the used tire section here. So on the home page here, I've got just a little section for it. It's got, of course, a little picture there on the left of some used tires that we have in stock currently. Some top brands that we offer. These are probably our biggest sellers. Um, yeah, it kind of goes into some depth here about where we ship, what we do, kind of who our target market is. So the first page associated with this is the info, which is kind of going to give a customer just some background on reassuring them about the quality of the tires, how we grade them, how we inspect them. So I made some mentions about safety, which is very important, obviously, for our target market. Um, so technicians would be people that I personally work with in the shop. I'm included in them actually. So, when we keep a used tire, we don't keep anything with low spots, nothing with cords. If there's a chopped tire or a tire that has a hole in it, it's going to get cut and taken to the landfill. So none of our used tires have any of these. They won't pass inspection. And, it's just not safe to have them on the road like that. So the techs are going to grade each tire based on the tread depth, the size of the actual tire, the age, and the ply rating. So speaking to age, every tire has a DOT. So if you see DOT in the future, that's what this references. It stands for date of tread. Yeah, so tires can receive one of four grades. I came up with this myself. It's probably going to be subject to change at some point in the future, but there's A, B, and C. The top two are, tires that you'd buy for everyday use. B is pretty much average there, like it says. It's going to have moderate tread wear. And then C is our value or like our bargain kind of product. So those are going to be things like you might put on like an old planter that you have or a cultivator, or maybe just like a coyote hunting truck or something like that. Here's kind of a little table that I made. This is pretty much what we follow um, with each used tire that we have when we price them. Currently, right now, we just kind of ballpark, but these tread depth percentages are pretty accurate to what we do. I've got a little thing that's my personal phone number. Please don't call me if you don't want tires. There's my work email, things like that. I've got some contact information. And then, yes, let's get to the product catalog. So I took five different products that we actually have back home at our business. I try to get a good mix of each kind of product and grade of product just to give examples of each. So if we click on, let's do this one. It's going to take you to the tire. There's two in stock. I've got two pictures of this one actually. I just called one of my coworkers back home and had them pick out some random tires and they took some great pictures for me. That was great. So right here you get a little description of the tire. It's an AA. This one looks like it hasn't been used like I said, or right there, discontinued. So the DOT was October 21, which of course you'll see that on the side of the tire. The tread depth was taken at 930 seconds. So that's I think for a Cooper like this, that's actually just straight from the factory. So this is probably one that we've had sitting on the rack for a while that Cooper no longer actually makes. It's a four-ply truck tire, so I priced it at 85. That's pretty average to what we do for something like this that hasn't been or that is discontinued. So let's go back and look at a different one. Let's look at these truck tires. So 65 for each. That's pretty low on the side of just a used 11R 22.5 truck tire. These would be drive tires, so they'd go on the back wheels of a semi truck, not on the trailer, but just on the truck. They're a little low on tread depth, 530 seconds. This would be probably on a farm truck, nothing that's going to be inspected by Highway Patrol or DOT, that's for sure. They're they've got some rocks in them. They're not chopped at all. They're just little weathered, a little on the older side. But yeah, so you can add as many quantities you want here. There's only four of these that we have in the shop, so I mean, we can go ahead and add four. You know, you can add it to the cart. You can check out. It'll let you do all this. Yeah, now when you get to this part, it'll ask you to fill out an email, and of course, if you would like to, you could fill it out. And once you actually get to the checkout to put your payment information in, it'll stop you there and say, you know, if you'd like to buy these, you could give us a call at this number. This is not a real storefront. Please don't buy anything, and it won't let you buy anything. But yeah, so some of the main functions I guess that I came up with was, you know, the homepage, the product catalog, kind of our the individual product pages, I guess. There's the about page that talks about the inspection and the grading, things like that. For my MVP 2.0, some things I'd kind of like to do is take majority or all of the inventory that we have for the used and discontinued and sync it up with the website. Now, this is going to require me to be back home, and I don't know how often I'll be back home to do all this work, and it'll be on weekends, so the shop won't be open. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'd like to take all the inventory, put it actually into our inventory system, and then sync that up with the website, things like that. Um, Kind of determining improvements for the website. I'm going to try to just, you know, get some user feedback and kind of compare our in-person used tire sales and what kind of seasonality we're kind of going to get with that, because when it's planting season or harvesting season, you see a lot more purchasing of used tires and things like that from farmers and stuff. So yeah, that's about all I've got for the website. Um, yeah, I think that's all I've got. Thank you for watching.